It's got to be a singular, right?
But maybe I'm thinking right now, like sign up and sign in.
Well, you don't even want to have sign up and sign in right now. You just want to have a homepage. Deal with registration on separate features. They shouldn't all be glommed together.
Okay. We can.
So, what is it that you're going to display on the homepage just to start?
Just to start, only we don't need any kind of database for for this iteration, because we were thinking of setting exams
Mm,
on the homepage, but since you are saying like we can do it on further iterations,
hmm
so
Yeah, but I mean, if your main resource is teacher, you should
yeah,
definitely establish that. And you should perhaps have some seed data that shows at least one instance of
yeah,
this resource. I'm confused because you're calling this teacher, and yet it seems that the main. Okay, so I think teacher would be for the login and the registration, right?
yeah.
Oh, okay, so shouldn't your resource be like exam?
Main resource should be examination. I have exactly.
Oh, okay, so really that's what we should generate here,
Yeah. So,
not teacher. Teachers for the future.
yeah.
Yeah, now capital, yeah. Okay. Now you want to call it examination because remember you're going to have to type this every time
Okay. Exam.
as opposed to exam. And I mean that's your decision. I'm just making a suggestion.
Yeah.
If you really like, using examination, that's all right.
No,
So yeah, so what are the fields?
oh, I have to check in that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me just have a look.
Oh, while you're checking on that, can I see your application? Your
Oh,
app directory.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, so there's your app, and let me see your models. Models. Okay, so you don't have any model generated yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Which says to me that, what are you
Mhm.
attached to? I mean, this kind of doesn't make sense. So you have views. Well, how about your controller?
Yeah.
What do you have there?
Just for these application exams and result.
Okay, okay. Yeah, again, you probably have more than you need.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, before you do things, if you don't remember what we did in class, or you're wondering if there's another way to do it, check the Rails guides.
Okay. And we'll take that into account. Um, just create an exam DB. Like the fields we have decided.
Yeah.
Name of the exam, just the name of the exam. That's it. You don't need right. Yeah, so it created something for it. Yeah. So, Professor, we have created the
Sorry.
exam. We have created the exam.
Okay. Um, Rails
That
generate
that's
model
what we.
exam name. Well, wait a minute. Is name the only thing going to be in the exam? That makes no sense.
Uh, yeah, because what else exam should have? It will be name, and the person will be clicking on it.
Yeah, okay, but are you telling me that an exam only has one attribute?
We are thinking just like that because we think like only the name of the exam should be there.
No, 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 but what I said was as far as creating a model, all right? The only you're concerned with the main model for your project, which you're saying is exam, okay? You don't need to build a whole lot of stuff, but you should have at least the attributes that are in the model that you expect, okay? You don't have to have a lot of stuff, but you should at least have that. What is it saying here? Expected string default value for JBuilder got true. Can you do a rake db migrate status? No, 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 no. Don't go in there and edit it manually.
Yeah, like type.
Rake db migrate status. Okay, so the table is down, and migration name is create exams. I mean, with all those migrations that you had, didn't you establish what the attributes in an exam are?
Like, for no, but for exams we just thought of like this name only because uh just
But that makes no sense. What will an exam contain? Won't it contain like questions and maybe answers and I don't know. How did you think about this?
uh,
For
we
questions, we will have another
questions
thing.
will
No,
create
for
another
questions, there will be the question, the content of the question,
will be
Yeah,
divided
okay.
into different
Yeah.
things.
and
Do you
so
have do you have a migration that you wrote up that already has some of this information?
yeah, for we had a create question migration kind.
Well, let me see your
Like
let me see your
yeah, this is the create question.
okay, so
Have
this is
content.
create table question. Oh, okay, so questions is a separate table.
It's a separate table exactly.
Okay, question. And then let's
It had its own
see.
answer and letters.
Okay, so let me see the list. Go back to the list of migrations.
Okay.
Okay, so I have create exams. Let me look at create exams.
Yeah, it just have this.
Yeah, but your exams will have questions, right?
That will be
Yeah,
right in part of this questions.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. But shouldn't that be an attribute then?
Mm,
hmm.
we'll have to figure that out. Mm,
Yeah, I'm wondering if what you need to do is first create the contents of your exam and then create your exam.
table.
Um, yeah, this is
This is
create
for
question. So you have questions, you have results, and you have the name of the. Okay, so I'm beginning to see. I guess you could go about it either way.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying that the only thing that isn't another object is the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And the name of the exam, what do you envision this name to look like?
Like
Will be the description that the teacher will fill in while creating an exam.
Okay. So like, will
It
it
will
be like exam 1, exam 2, something like that?
be,
Yeah,
yeah.
any name given to an exam.
There will be another button to create questions that will hit the
Yeah,
database.
yeah. Sure, sure. Okay. Well,
Okay. Then
maybe what you need here is maybe your exam table should be something like name and description to start
okay.
with.
Then,
And then you can add
Okay.
the other things. You can add the other things as add column migrations.
yeah. So what we'll
Okay?
think like it is there will in that page with the teacher
Yeah,
name.
yeah. No,
There will
I see
be
what you're doing. Yeah. So why don't you go back? I'm trying to think. Can we drop this and try running it again?
we can alter the table, I guess. Alter table, add column, I guess there is a
No,
command.
no. I'm saying just drop it.
Draw. Okay.
Yeah. Uh, get
Sorry.
rid of this version of the table.
Oh, it was SQL console, right? SQL.
Oh, you want to do a rake DB console?
Yeah.
Okay,
No, I
yeah,
want to get inside. Like you want me to delete this table, right?
yeah, and create it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Figuring out, like what was the command to get to the console of SQL? SQL console, right?
No, no. Rake.
No,
It's
great DB.
rake DB console. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although you haven't applied the migration yet, have you?
Mm,
No, you've just done it. So I'm wondering if you could just do a drop the table right here.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, that might work.
Okay, let's try.
A rake drop. What is it? I'm trying to think of what the command exactly is. It would be rake. Yeah, I don't know. Try drop. I might have to. I tell you. I know. I guess I know the console a little better, but
Yeah, let's go get into the console.
yeah, I guess we might as well just not waste time and do it. You know how to
DB.
do it there.
Colon after DB.
Yeah, I actually have a cheat sheet here somewhere. Where did I put it?
Okay.
Okay, that's presenter. Pull request. Ah,
DB console. Oh, it's rules.
no. Okay, so now you just need to do select. You probably can you do an up arrow? It's probably there somewhere. Select star. Yeah.
There's nothing.
Okay. All right. In which case, you can probably blow away the migration and the. Oh, there's no schema yet. Yeah, you can blow away the migration now.
Okay.
Well, I don't think
Where
first of all, there's nothing to delete because the version would be 201.703.14165.012, and when you did this, when you looked at schema migrations and you said select all, it wasn't there. So because you didn't apply it yet, we're good to go. We just need to get rid of that file.
This schema might.
drop.
Yeah, you don't even have to do that. You can quit. Just quit.
Okay.
And this is one of those dot quit.
Dot
I'm
quit.
sorry.
Okay.
Dot quit. Do a semicolon and let you out. No, just say
No
semicolon.
semicolon. Yeah.
Semicolon. Okay, and now do dot quit. Yeah, that's it. Okay. This is one of the few cases where you can actually delete the file, the migration file. There is no schema yet. You haven't run it. It hasn't been applied. So this the migration isn't attached to the database yet. So
Okay.
you can just delete it.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
And then save.
Okay. Now, issue the Rails generate command again, but this time have the name and the description columns. And that should be text, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Rails generate model exam, name, string, description.
Text.
Yeah. Good. All right. And run it. Yeah, it bothers me that it's saying something about
JB.
yeah, expected string default value got true. Oh, I see what's wrong. For one thing.
Okay.
Okay, do a rakedb migrate status. Okay, so it exists, but it's down. Now, go up to your app directory.
Okay.
Okay, and go to models. Yeah, see, the problem is the last time you did it, it created an exam, and
Yeah.
now there's a conflict. So blow that away. Okay, now again, let's look at the migration. It didn't create a schema, did it? We haven't applied it yet, right? Just scroll down. Make sure, always make sure. If there's a schema, you have to do it the proper way. So now we can just blow this away, and this time when we issue it, it will, because you notice how some things are green and some things aren't, and we have this identical exam spec RB blah blah blah. Yeah. So yes.
It's gone.
Okay. Do it again. All right. So we have it created it, and there is. It says here that we have. And it wanted to create something in RSpec. There's an identical thing. I wouldn't worry about that at this point. Okay, that should be all right. So now rakedb migrate status. Okay. All right, and now rakedb migrate.
Right.
Okay, and now we see, okay, so 252, that's the migration, and it says that it created it, 252, and it, if we look at the schema, we should see there, okay, so you see the version, it matches. And that means everything's hooked up, everything's connected. So we have create table, it's the exams table, and it's got a name, and it's got a description, and it's got the date time, automatic fields.
Okay.
All right. So that looks good. And then you can add things from there.
Okay.
Okay. You can add columns. Yeah. So, yeah, you're going to have to use, I think, associations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this actually wouldn't be another, I'm sorry, it wouldn't be another column. It would be an association. I must need more coffee today. All right. All right. Good. So now let's look at app.
Okay.
And we see, yeah, let's look at it. Exam.rb. That's exam. Okay, good. Good. So, I mean, it looks empty, but the fact that it's empty means that everything is hooked up to Active Record.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. And so you already you already created the controller.
Yeah.
Can I see your controller? How did you create it?
Like, no, these are like empty.
Can I see?
Yeah.
Exams controller. Exams controller. Oh, I see you have that stuff already and it's empty. Can I see your routes?
Yeah.
It's in config. The config directory.
That's where
Yeah.
Yes. Routes.
it just says
Okay, so you have the root, and what else do you have there?
that's it, I guess.
Oh, that's it? Oh,
Just
okay, so that's not really right either.
but, we wanted to route it to this page, that home page we have created. So that's
Yeah,
why.
yeah. Okay. Can I let me see the app directory again, and your controller folder, controller. Okay. Can you rename exams controller? Just call it anything,
Sure.
anything at all. Yeah. Okay. And in your routes, can you please put a # in front of that line 3? Just comment it out for now.
Okay.
All right. Now go to your go to your command line and do a Rails generate space scaffold _ controller. Oh, SCAFF. Yeah, you have a typo. Yeah. Scaffold _ controller, and then the name of your resource is exam, right?
Yes.
Capital E, the class name. Okay, now run that. Okay, so you created exams controller. Okay. Overwrite, and I would say no. Don't worry about that conflict. And also, I want you to use HAML, not ERB. So say no. N in the command line. Yeah, don't overwrite your index. It's okay. All right. So look at your exams controller. All right. Now you have all right. So what it did is, can you like make it bring down the bar so we can see more of it? Basically, it has some comments that sort of give you a hint about things, and then it gives you some like default stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can take your ABC and grab your associations and stuff, and like do what makes sense. This is just a template. Okay. So you can get rid of the stuff that doesn't make sense to be there, etc.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably should have had you do an option. An option for this, for other controllers, would be -- skip - template - engine, and then it doesn't give you those templates for the view and all that other stuff.
Okay.
And you can eliminate things you don't need.
Okay. From the controller.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this gives you a framework, and for things that you're not going to use, you can just get rid of them.
Yes.
But for a lot of things, it kind of is giving you default actions, so it might be helpful.
Yes.
It's just sort of a shortcut, a little, way of doing it hopefully a little easier. Can I see your routes now?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Config.
Yeah.
Okay. Did it do anything?
Yes.
Rails application routes draw do. Okay, let that be.
Okay.
All right. So you don't have what is it? Resource space exams anywhere?
It in the route.
My Hangout crashed for a second there.
Okay.
Yeah, I apologize. So can you look? Do you have handy your assignment 3, the Rails intro?
Ankur might have. Ankur?
Yeah, we worked on Ankur's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the URL.
Well,
It's in
can
my
you just
workspace.
can
Yeah.
can you just bring up your routes for that? Just show the file.
Okay.
Probably you can share the screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be the easiest way.
This was homework 3, right, Professor?
Yeah, Rails intro, homework 3, the first rotten potatoes one.
It's I don't see a route file in Ruby intro.
No, it's not Ruby intro. It's Rails intro, homework 3, not 1.
Okay.
Rotten potato. Yes.
Is it in the BDD Cucumber homework?
Config. Yeah.
No, well,
there.
I'm not sure. Unless you changed it, it might not be correct. I want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. This is Rails intro. It's the original
Potato.
Rails intro, Rotten Potatoes homework.
No. Collapse it. Collapse it. This one.
Okay.
Down. Rotten potatoes Rails intro. The
Yeah, right there, right there.
One.
Go to
Okay.
config, go to routes.
Yes.
Okay. And see how it says resources : movies. So in order to have the CRUD actions, you
right.
need to say resources : exams.
Okay.
Now you already have the root exams index. Is that right?
Yes.
You already did that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can uncomment that, but add the resources. Otherwise, nothing's going to do anything.
Okay. Should be exams or exam.
Who's piloting right now?
Just we can't see your screen.
Oh, sorry.
Got it. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know why it lost it.
It's mine screen.
Huh, it was there for a second.
So I put put up the resources. It's saying in.
You can't share your screen yet?
Yeah, I did.
It's not showing up.
Wow. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe you can click on my screen. That
Who's sharing?
Paritosh.
That's what I thought. Okay, wait a minute. I saw it for a second. It like pops up for a second and then goes away. Who's hosting?
It's me, Mayuresh.
Well, oh, Myrish. Could you make sure that Paratosh, the avatar
Yeah.
for Paratosh is
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
okay. Now I'm seeing the code.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So resources space exams space.
Space.
Yeah, and
Okay.
there's an end at the end, right?
Yeah.
All the way at the bottom of the file, there's an end, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I believe for now that's all you have to do.
Okay. Just have there will the list of exams. So next I will be working on, I guess, sign up and sign in.
Yeah, like next week or even the week after.
Okay.
All right, resources, movies. Yeah, okay. So, as I said, you can clean up your controller and remove, probably half that stuff. But what I was trying to get across here is that you can let Rails do a lot of the work.
Okay. I will take that into account.
Yeah, and if you're not sure, look at the Rails guides. Will tell you much of this stuff. Okay, so can you go to the console and run a rake routes? Okay, so we have the root at index, the exams index, post create, new, edit, show, update, update, destroy. Yeah, you have all the CRUD actions there laid out with the URI, expected URI patterns. And you know how to use the helper prefixes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we have, it looks like database is okay, routes are okay. You've got your model for this, you've got a controller. The controller you may want to modify.
Yeah.
I see you had certain associations, although you might want to just copy over the associations you had and comment them out so far, because you don't have other tables yet.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the rightmost tab there that I can see? I see routes, then I see a tab that starts with A, a tab that starts with A, a tab that starts with I something, A, R something, and then a Q.
No.
What I'm talking about the you see where the routes are, the routes tab.
Okay.
Not the file, the tab. No, where the editor is, the tab.
Here?
Put your cursor. Yeah. And you see there's tabs to the right of it on top. There's A, I, A.
Oh, it just
Yeah.
HTML.
What's the Q? All the way to the right. What's the Q? I just want to see what the Q is. What is that?
Gem we are updating. That's it.
No. That's not the one before that. The one to the left of the gem file. Yeah, I wanted to see it.
It's controllers like that we are
Yeah, okay,
trying.
but what bothers me is I'm seeing things that are not saved. And it's like if you need them, you need to save them, otherwise they're gone. Whatever that Q was, you clicked on the X, it's gone. Was that
Yeah.
anything important?
No, I think that was not important.
Yeah, okay. Go, like this results controller isn't saved, which you probably don't need it right now anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to be sure that you weren't going to forget to save something before you got rid of it.
Okay.
So all right. So that's been migrated, and let's see your views.
Yeah. So, oh no, this is
Oh, okay. So you've got some partials. Now, what are you going to be doing with JSON?
like will be like I think like we'll populate the data in JSON object and we'll try to render it through JavaScript or something.
Okay, I'm still not clear on what you're doing with it, but I'm just
Yeah, we
comment.
thought about it. We're still figuring out like.
Yeah, okay, but I guess my point is, if you haven't thought about it or you haven't worked out stuff, you shouldn't have all this crap in here that may be interacting with other things before you've worked it out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a suggestion. Sometimes if I'm working on something and I've got some stuff that I'm creating before I have everything worked out, maybe I'll set some files aside or give them, like, save them in a separate folder or something, but I won't have it all here in the folder that I have to test, and where I may be interacting with things and maybe I shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So okay, so exams. Let me see the index page, because that's what we're going to be looking at, right? We're going to be looking
Yes.
at the index page. Okay.
Yeah.
And open it up. I want this in HAML. I don't want this in ERB.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. And why do you have CSS in your HTML file? That's completely wrong.
So
Didn't we talk about this? Do you remember earlier in the semester, like probably the second week of class, we talked about that CSS is in a separate file, and in week 3 when we looked at week 3 or 4 when we looked at the Rails files, we saw how to put all this stuff in a separate CSS file and then just assign a class.
Yeah, we have that style sheet application. Itself.
Yeah, okay, well, I don't want to see styling in here. That's
Okay.
something we
Let's
said.
we're working on this, so
Yeah, and in fact, yeah, again, I mean, I just feel like we talk about the way to do this, and then you guys go and do things completely different, and I don't understand that. Okay.
For like
Because-
headers and footers, I have put
I'm
up
sorry?
for headers and footers, like this is HTML, so I put up the classes here and then reference it from here, like in the application. So I
Yeah, but I shouldn't be seeing color set or any of that stuff. That's not right. That's not the way you do it. It's not extensible. Um, you know, you always use indirection.
okay, well I'll put this in there in the style
The
sheet.
only thing that should be set here is IDs and classes. That's it.
Okay,
And it should be Hamel.
okay.
And of course the style sheet is separate, so that if things change, you change it in the style sheet, and that's that.
Yeah.
Once you create your views, you're not supposed to go in and then constantly monkey with them. It's not dry. It's not extensible. It goes against all the different principles that we're learning this semester.
Yeah, so we can't build pages in HTML.erb.
No, I want you to use Hamel. I mean, isn't that what we learned?
Yeah,
The thing about Hamel, well, first of all, I think for the future, it's just a much better scheme of doing HTML in. It clears away all the crap so that you can actually see how the page is organized, and what's in it without all this extraneous nonsense. And again, we're letting the framework and Hamel do the work instead of us having to put in all this fussy stuff. That's ridiculous. So please use Hamel.
okay, we'll go to the next page.
Yeah, and see, you have like an edit page, you have you have all this stuff, and we haven't even gotten to that yet, right?
Yeah,
I mean, what I would suggest is for this first iteration, remember, I told you to concentrate just on the home page. That's it, the index page, and keep it as simple as possible. Next week, or for iteration 2, which actually you're supposed to be on right now, for iteration 2, you should finish all the CRUD actions before you do anything else, all right? And then start working on your different tables and how these things interact. For instance, next week would be a good time to work on the things that require associations. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
I mean, you need to proceed in a sensible fashion that where everything is done properly and validated, and you don't rush ahead in areas you don't need. I don't understand why you wrote any of this code. Do you have cucumber tests that motivated you to write these views?
mm, like,
What motivated you writing all this code?
like we thought for the home page, we need all these edits and all that will show for
Yeah, but
sign up.
okay, but when we looked over the how we do things this semester, did it say anywhere to do that?
I think so.
I mean, what did it say? It said write up your story, write the test steps, write the cucumber tests, start running them. As the tests fail, then you write the pages. Now, if you've already got a page here, are your tests going to fail first? No. So you're not doing BDD properly. Okay. Okay. So
You can probably delete all these things.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't delete it. I would stuff it away somewhere. It's like you don't need to redo all the work you've already done. Just stuff it away somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. But all I want to see for this iteration, I don't want to come here and look at all kinds of extraneous stuff that hasn't been tested. If it hasn't been tested, it does not belong in your code, period. And that's the rule. And that's a firm and fast rule. We don't change that rule. We don't modify it. That's the number one rule, is that no code exists without the motivation of a test.
And we'll change it to Hammer.
Yeah, well, for now, just keep this, but change it to Hammer. Yeah. Let me see your Cucumber tests.
Ankur will.
Not yet. And features.
No, it's not there. It's features. Features. So let's look at your homepage feature. Feature, view online examination system. As a viewer, I want to see the homepage so that I can see information about exams. Okay, good. Scenario homepage. Given I'm on the homepage, then page should have text, blah, 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 and page should have test, list of exams. Yeah, see, what I would have done here, you have all this extra stuff, but what you don't have here is a basic set of like exams with names and descriptions.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And the sign in link and the sign up link don't belong here. That's a future story. That's an enhancement to the homepage. All right. All you have to have for iteration 1 is that first scenario. That's it. Enhancing the homepage to have sign up and sign in, you know, you can do next week or the week after, but you know, you want to be very and you know, you could have here, you could just have the verbiage, but the link not working, you know, as a prototype.
Okay.
Right? So that, for instance, the customer can see, do they like the layout? Do they like where it is? Right? And as far as your CSS, it's not a bad idea before the end of your iteration to mock up some of the stuff and show the customer so that they can see how it will look. But then you have to, before the iteration is over, you have to take it out of your view code and put it in the CSS styling pages. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So can I look at the page again very quickly that you just showed me?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you have examination, and that's your header.
Yeah. It just.
Okay. And then welcome to online examination portal.
Yeah.
I would find something nicer than just plain examination. I don't know. Think about a catchier heading.
Okay.
I like the welcome, right? And the sign in, you know, like I said, it doesn't have to be a link yet, just as long as it's there so we can see it. And then list of exams, it should be seated. We should see a couple of exams. And I mean, will there actually be a header called list of exams? That seems silly. It's just going to be the list of exams, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, I mean, what we want to see here is, you know, exam 1, a description, exam 2, you know, just like sample, you know, sample seed data. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's go back to Cucumber. So save those 2 scenarios for another time.
Okay.
All right. You know, that's what I was trying to emphasize last week. I wanted you to do just a tiny bit because I wanted it done exactly right. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
I'm not impressed by having tons and tons of stuff in here. I'm impressed when you follow the instructions and use BDD properly, use TDD properly, right? And if it's small, that's fine, but it has to be right. Let's see your step definitions. Okay,
Which
page
file
should
was?
have. Yeah, you have web steps and you have that. Yeah, okay. You know, the only thing is, again, I would want your test to check that it might have, several exams and a name and a description. Not just, I mean, this is fine for like the welcome message, but you want something a little more specific for the exams, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have some RSpec.
Yeah.
Let's go down to spec. Yeah. And you probably just have, I mean, I don't know if you have any code in the other ones, but really all you need here is code for the controller index, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see your controller. You have exams controller spec, good. RSpec describe, exams controller type, controller do. Let, valid attributes. Yeah, you don't even have to do that. Okay, this is more like, say, to create a valid exam. You're not up to create yet, so you don't care about that. Can you scroll down? Describe, get, index. Yeah, it assigns all exams as exams. Exam equals exam create. Get index. Yeah, okay, I see how the let is setting this up now. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Get index. Out session, expect assigns exams to equal exam. Yeah, okay. And as I said, you can make this a collection. You can well, actually, this is not to be honest, this is not a unit test because it's saying exam create instead of creating a mock, and it should create a mock or a double here instead of exam create.
Okay.
Do you understand why it's not a unit test?
We have not created it yet.
No, it's not isolated. If you're saying exam create, you're actually doing an end-to-end test from the model, all right? And it's actually hitting the database.
Yeah.
Exam create hits the database. So you're doing an end-to-end test or perhaps an integration test. It's not a unit test.
Okay.
So remember that, it's okay to do the let valid and invalid attributes. That's okay, but you need to create the exams that you're looking at on the page with doubles, not actually call create, because that's not a unit test. Okay, and you have now, did you write all this code,
Mm.
or was some of it auto-generated?
Yeah, I think it's auto-generated. Some of it. Like,
Yeah, okay, which says to me that what it's doing is it's using RSpec as an end-to-end tester rather than as a unit test.
yeah.
So you might want to comment out the tests for the for anything other than index. All right.
Okay.
And I mean, they're all going to give you the right idea of how to go about it, except for the part where it creates the exam, because that's really creating an exam.
Yeah.
And you just want to substitute a double. And you know how to do that from homework 5? Because there's lots of examples in homework 5 of how we did exactly that. Like Myresh?
Professor?
Yeah, you remember how we did that in yeah, we got through that in homework 5. We created a couple of movies and then we made them a collection, and they were doubles. They weren't real movies. Remember how we did that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me explain if you want.
Yeah. So I mean, you can do that. So I don't know. At this point, do you want to work for a while and you can get back to me?
Yeah, I think that would be.
Okay, because Myrish knows how to do this. It's in his homework 5.
Okay.
All right, but just like don't get rid of this. You know what you can do here that's easy? Do you see where it says line 46? Line 46.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put equals begin. Begin. Okay, now go all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. And right at 167 equal end. Yeah, so it comments all that out. It's there. You can use it when you're ready.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
And now just remember, instead of exam equals exam create, blah, 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 you have to use a double.
Here.
Yeah, and Myrish can tell you how to set that up because we set it up for homework 5.
Okay.
Okay?
And ma'am, about the remaining part of the homework 5, the
Yeah.
last part.
Yeah.
Can you do it today or?
Yeah, anytime.
Okay. So
I'm just working with you guys today. Your team and other teams, you know, it's just whenever everyone can meet, I can, you know, help you finish it up.
So okay. So by 3 p.m. or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
And I mean, I think hopefully the things that I'm telling you to do won't take too long, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this looks like a lot of rework, but I want to be sure that you don't run into a dead end in a couple of weeks, you know? Because I'll tell you that one team last semester, it was amazing. Everything I said to do, they did the opposite. Everything. And then they kept on having problems week after week after week after week, and I'd be puzzled. Why was this a problem? Why wasn't this working? You know, and then it turned out that they had never done what they were instructed to do from the start, and so then it was just a constant problem all semester. So again, let Rails do the work for you whenever possible. Don't fight against it. Use the framework. Don't try to work around it. And then, you know, things should be easier. And don't be writing a whole lot of code that it has no purpose. If it's not tested first, it has no purpose. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So contact me when you're, you know, either if you run into another problem, it's fine, or if you're ready to show me what you have. Okay?
Yeah.
By the way, you said you were having trouble with Heroku? Was it the push? Was it the push that gave you a problem?
Oh, I think that was Prabhakar, I guess. He was saying he was,
That was I can't hear you.
no.
Not us.
Oh, it wasn't you. Was it Prabhakar?
Prabhakar.
I'm probably getting the teams mixed up.
Yeah.
I have to keep track of who's in what team, and I'm not quite I'm not quite there yet.
Right.
All right, so you didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, as you like at this point, probably you might want to go through your controller, and again, all those extra methods that are scaffolded out for you, you can do a begin end, so you can ignore them for now instead of having a lot of work, right? And then you can go to the index and just have in it what you want. If there's extraneous stuff, if there's extra stuff they put in there, you don't have to have it, okay? You could comment it out in case you think you might need it later or whatever. But I would put a begin end in your controller so you don't even have to think about all those other methods. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then fix your ERB into Haml. And you know, you should be pretty much good to go. You have maybe a little bit of a little change in your Cucumber, a little change in your RSpec. If you need help with those, let me know.
Yeah. Well, the major thing is changing into Haml.
Yeah, I think that might be the hardest thing. And Myresh, I think you can really help with making sure they set the they set up the test properly. Okay. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
But
Thanks, Professor.
मयूरेश लाइव हटा दे